Thanks for tuning in to another episode of TV by Roar. I'm your host, Katie Callahan, and I have Colson and Jennifer Burns with me today. So why don't you guys give us a little bit of information on where you're from and why you came to talk to us today?
We're from Fayetteville, Arkansas, over in the very northwest corner, and we are coming here to talk to Roar today about Bikes, Babes, and Bling. It'll be our first annual ladies rally coming July 1st through 3rd. We're promoting women-specific vendors. We will have the T-shirts, the leathers, and everything out there like that. But we're requiring that they are catering to women. With food and everything else out there, we're trying to recruit as we speak a vegetarian and other sort of vendors that are not just the barbecue, the turkey legs, and everything else like that. So everybody that we are trying to promote and bring into our area, we're trying to make sure that we are catering to the ladies that are interested in riding.
So how hard was it for you to get all these people? Because there's not very many women-specific things in the motorcycle industry. Has that been a challenge?
It's been very difficult. It's been very difficult for sure. And actually, over the last 2 years, we've actually been able to see more vendors that are catering to women. There's a couple of them in our local area that have seen the growth of women riding motorcycles in there, and so they've started to say, okay, this is our niche, and we really need to capitalize on that.
So what are you most excited about, Jennifer, to see this event?
Well, we've talked with Roar about having a fashion show, which we've done in the other events, but I think this will target more of what women are out there for and everything else. And I like the fact that it's not a women's only event. It's bring your man with you and go and have a good time, but it's based on us. It's our day or our weekend to have a good time, and basically just get out and let us have a good time. And instead of the women are always usually trucking around with a man. Well, we're gonna drag him along this time, and we're gonna go do everything.
And make him hold your purse while you try everything on, and you can't complain or anything. So we talked about earlier before the interview a couple of different things that you were going to have that I thought was really cool. Tell me about the parade and the ride that you're going to be doing.
Yes, we're going to have a ladies only parade that will go down our main entertainment district. We will also have a ladies only bike show that will actually be in our main entertainment area. So only the ladies can bring their bikes into this, and then it'll be judged, and prizes awarded to the winners and such like that. We are also we're striving to a bike crawl. So ladies can get into the salons and the spas and really treat themselves.
Pamper
themselves. And we've really tried to dub this as like a girlfriend's getaway weekend. Why we have not thought to cater to a woman before is beyond me. So the market is there now. Women are very prominent, proud of being on these motorcycles. So now we need to have an event to be able to cater to them and let them just express, by golly, I'm here, I'm enjoying this is me and who I am.
Well, to get educated on it, a lot of women are timid and they don't want to take that next step. And so we're also going to get into the educational part of it, of this is what you can do as a woman, especially with Roar. The bikes, this is a prime example because the bikes are made for the women, and that's huge because a lot of people are intimidated to go and get on a bike, myself included. I can't get on that bike or whatever, but when you step back and you look at the whole, if it's designed for us, and it's, everything, it's very feasible, and it's something that we can, as a couple, enjoy instead of, me getting on the back or me being intimidated to do whatever. I can get out and ride with my husband. Yeah.
Just wanted to touch on one final note before we kind of close out, that Bikes, Babes, and Bling, yes, it's a woman's getaway, yes, it's kind of a girlfriend's weekend, but there's also more to it than that. So why don't you go ahead and explain a little bit about what that is?
Well, basically we want to focus on education. We want to make sure that we're covering the woman who is the basic beginning rider to the more advanced. We want to make sure that we can educate on maintenance to their bikes and things like that. And then we we also stem off of our main event, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, and it's a nonprofit organization, and Colson can tell you more about how Bikes, Babes, and Bling and Bikes, Blues and the
Sure.
nonprofit.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. We're taking from Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue's footprint, and we're saying, you know what, we want to continue to be able to help out the charities in the local area. So with this ladies rally, what we want to do is be able to benefit local charities that will support women and children, such as women's shelters, youth organizations, and things of that nature.
Okay, so one last time, tell me when and where I can expect to see Bikes, Babes, and Bling.
Bikes, Babes, and Bling will be in Fayetteville, Arkansas, July 1st through the 3rd this year, 2010.
Okay, thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks.